it's Liz from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. Today I have a slightly autumnal, I know, dreadful idea, project for you. It's not my usual sort of style, but every now and again, you know, you have to just push yourself a little bit, so I have. So this uses the Plaid Tidings 6x6 Designer Series paper, which is gorgeous. It's really bright and really subtle, which I know sounds mad, but let me show you. So we've got subtle, black and white, always a favourite of mine, black and white. Is that all the same? No, that's a different one. And, you know, these are great for cards for men. This is the one that I'm using today. Very, very subtle. Not so. So you kind of get where I'm coming from. This is as bright or as subtle as you want it to be. So it's, as I say, great for masculine cards, great for Christmas, great for autumn. There's really no occasion that this wouldn't work for. So fantastic pack of paper. The colours are quite surprising, I think. So let me just finish. I think that's then repeats of everything I've shown you. So we have got, in the usual alphabetical order. Do you know how long it was that before I realised that colours are being listed in alphabetical order? I know, I'm sad, aren't I? So we've got basic black, Cajun Craze, Cherry Cobbler, Cinnamon Cider, Mango Melody, Melon Mambo. Cherry Cobbler and Melon Mambo, there's a interesting proposition. What else have we got? Misty Moonlight, Pretty Peacock, Pumpkin Pie, Rich Raspberry, Seaside Spray, Shaded Spruce, and it's on a Whisper White base. So this was the card that I made in advance, and it uses a piece of the In Good Taste Designer Series paper from the annual catalogue. So I used the wood for this one because I wanted it to be that autumny feel. As I say, Seaside Spray. This is the... Oh, I should have brought it over, and I didn't. Here it is. So this is from the Gilded Autumn basket weave metallic ribbon combo pack, and I've just frayed the metallic. So yeah, it frays better from one end than it does the other, but I tied it just in a single knot and then frayed the ends to get that nice fluffy look. And then the piece across the middle is a piece of the brushed metallic paper that's in the holiday, well, August-December catalogue, and I will be using a different one now. So, oh, and did you see, hello, and can you guess which gems I used? I know, I must stop using them and use something else, which I am going to be using something else. These are the Petal Pink gems from the Elegant Faceted Gems. I thought they went really well with the wood. And because they're quite a neutral look, they pick up the pink without being obviously petal pink. And I've got my little triangle, which, if you know me at all, you know I like my little triangle. So I'm going to change this up a wee bit. So I'm going to use not this side, but this side. I'm using a Whisper White base again. So just a half sheet of A4 scored in the middle. Obviously, if you're in North America, you're having half sheet of letter, and then I want this to go across. Now if I go straight across, I'm going to have a funny bit there, so I'm going to go kind of in the middle of the pattern so that I can have it even, because, you know. And then I thought I would use the back side of this paper. So let me show you how I put this together. I'm still on that. I'm going to have to change the runner, the refill for this soon, but who knows when. So to stick this down, any minute by the feel of it, I'm just going to run some seal across the top, down the side, and I want this to be here so that that holds onto the bottom of my designer series paper. I think we might be. Yeah, we're at the end of the reel. I'm going to have to just give up and get another one out. Okay, so I want Seal Not Seal Plus, because I have both. So here is some seal. So it comes in these nice resealable bags. So if you're travelling with them, you can reseal them. But of course, the case comes with a little lid. So to open this up, you just need to literally open it up. This is rubbish. Now I actually split it so that I can put the plastic in the recycling and the tape goes in the non-recycling, which you can do. I always take the opportunity to just make sure that I've not got too much glue round the, what I think of as the nib of my case. And then all you need to do is take your seal and drop it into your case, pop the lid back on, snap, and you're good to go. So I should be able to just pick up from where I left off, and I can. Okay, so I want this to be offset. So I'm going to go kind of about here. Ooh, I haven't got any adhesive there. The corners are the vital bit as far as I'm concerned. You definitely want adhesive on your corners. So that should be yep. Phew. Phew. And then I'm going to do the same process again by adding seal across my card and then down. Now I don't normally put this much seal on, but because I'm putting designer series paper on and I want to make sure I get right into the corner. For card I wouldn't bother so much because card tends to be more resilient, but for paper, if you pick up the corner of a piece of paper, it just can bring the whole thing off. So not a good look. And then all I'm going to do is turn to the back and then just trim off my paper. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing this piece of my snips against the edge of my card base. So you get a nice straight edge without really even having to try. And then across. Now, of course, it might have been logical if I had used this corner to go up here, then I'd have had a long piece. But you know, benefit of 2020 hindsight doesn't always work, particularly when you're filming. But as you can see, I mean, you could do this in your trimmer. I actually think you get a better finish using your snips because you can get really in close. And then if you see any colour, that's the bit that you know you need to trim off. So I've got a bit there that is a bit wibbly. So all I need to do is go back in, push my card against the edge of my snips and just trim. And then my wibbly bit is no longer wibbly. Wibbly being a technical phrase for not straight. So that's our basic card. Then for the brushed metallic, I'm going for the lightest of the three because there are three colours in the pack. So I'm thinking this is kind of like champagne. And then all I'm going to do is, I want the grain to go across. So I'm going to add a piece of tear and tape to the back of my piece of card, like that, and then grab my bone folder and push that down so it's really well pushed. And then I'm going to bring in my little chomper and just come out. I'm doing about 1/8 of an inch. And then I've got a sticker. And I've still got sticky on this for another one. So this I'm going to... Now, you do have to be slightly careful with this, not to bend the foil. Otherwise, you end up with a crease in it. So you want to just peel the backing off your tear and tape. Like so. And then what I like to do is line it up on a line, and then I know that if I go from, actually I'll go up a bit, then I can, if I, no, I'm going to go down a bit actually. There is logic in what I'm doing. What I'm trying to do is end up with a line here that I can put the edge against. So I can go there, and then just come straight across and line up with the same line on the other side, and then you're pretty much guaranteed you're going to be straight. Sticky scissors, snip that off, and that obviously can be used for something else. And then snip off this piece, and that we will pop in the bin. Now I've already die cut a Mango Melody leaf. Because Mango Melody is in the general pack, you kind of know that so long as you're using one of the colours that's listed, it's going to work. So I'm going to have that there. I'm going to pop it up on a couple of, well, 3 dimensionals. Whoops, that's a bit. So to die cut, all you need to do is 1 pass of your cut and emboss. This was one I made for a different project where I had the outline, because the outlines are stitched, so you can have just a leaf without any stitching on it at all, so without the veins, or you can have a frame that has a stitch around it. But to die cut with the stitching, you can literally just pop the 2 pieces through at the same time, so it's 1 pass, which is a great time saver, because, you know, 1 pass through your cut and emboss is so much better than 2. And of course when we get the mini, it'll fit through the mini. Okay, so I've popped on 3 dimensionals. I'm going to just peel the backings off those, and then grab my stamping, it's not stamping anything, my multi-purpose adhesive, that's what I wanted to say, my green glue that isn't actually green, and then pop this down. Now, because we are reasonably central, we have a centre point, so I'm going to pop this down in the centre, hold that down, and then pop my stem down and grab a block. That can then hold that in place while we do the frayed piece, so the ribbon. So I'm going to use the linen, the braided linen trim, which is in the annual catalogue. And again, all I'm going to do is take a piece and tie a half knot. And you do want it to be, you know, a reasonably tight half knot, and then trim it so that the 2 ends are basically the same length. Pop this away. I had a sort out of my ribbons, so I've got them all nicely lined up, almost in an order. And then all I'm going to do is unbraid my braided ribbon. So just The Take Your Pick tool is quite useful for this because it can get into the bits that you want to unbraid. I'm being slightly distracted. My neighbour, who is a lovely lady, is in her garden talking to someone, and I can't hear what they're saying, but I can hear that she's talking. I've got my windows open because it's a sort of warmish, muggy-ish, not quite sure what it wants to do, very autumnal day. So yeah, right, so there we go. That is that. Then I'm going to take, I mean, you can use one of our ordinary mini glue dots. These are from one of our kits, and I always keep these because then if you want a really, really small glue dot, some of them are smaller than our standard size. Oop, except when you peel this glue dot off when you think you've taken. Okay, we'll try that again. I took off the backing and the glue dot, and I just wanted to take off the backing. So that's better. So that's the backing off. And then I can pop my knot onto the glue dot, peel it off, and if there's any bits poking out, I can just pop those in. And then this goes just there on my leaf. And then I'm going to use the same greeting, which is hello, and the same ink, which is early espresso, which is in, is it in? Can't remember now. It's not in the colours, but early espresso is so dark that you can almost use it as a black. I'm going to come up a little bit further than I did last time and just have hello down in the bottom right hand corner. Hold it there for a little while, and then there we are, and it's almost black. It is very, very, very dark. I mean, it's black coffee. So I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. I'm going to sniff instead. I hope I don't sneeze. Right, I am going to break away from my favourite elegant faceted gems, and I've got the holiday rhinestones, and I thought I would use these, which are actually pumpkin pie, but they're pretty close to Mango Melody. If I pop them next to each other, you know, because there's light and dark in them, I think it works. So again, I'm going to have one down here, and then a couple of the larger ones tucked in underneath the leaf. Now, there are two reasons for this. A, it's a nice little place to put them, but also it means you're less likely to damage your envelope, because when you put it in the post, any rhinestones are going to damage the envelope. You can put another piece of card in, but this kind of does it for you. So there we go, two beautiful, oh, I didn't tell you what the stamp set was, two beautiful cards using the Love of Leaves bundle. Nothing quite like letting people know what you're using in advance. And the Plaid Tidings with In Good Taste and the brushed metallic foils. Now, I know that's a lot of individual products, but I like to show that you can mix and match things. So that's kind of why I'm, you know, looking at some things from the annual, some things from the August, December. But there you are. And then obviously you can just pop whichever sentiment you want on the inside. And there are some really lovely sentiments. So we've got Hope Changes Everything. I thought of you today, which would be perfect for a hello card. Thank you. Your friendship is something I know I can count on. I'm so glad you're in my life, and hello. And then these are distinctive, so they're watercoloured. Beautiful. And then the dies, let me just show you the dies in full. It's basically one for each of the leaves, plus this, which is a really nice just texture. So a really super bundle, and as I say, great for your autumn, or if you're in the US, fall cards. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe, if you'd like to hit the subscribe button, I would be thrilled. If you're in the UK, I would be honoured if you would try out my customer service. And of course, if you are looking to join a team by buying the starter kit, I would be absolutely thrilled if you would join my team. If you're in the UK, France, Germany, Austria or the Netherlands, you would be most welcome to join our team. Thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.